Okay. Shalom, everyone. Shalom, shalom. So nice to be together. So important to be together in this sacred space, in this sacred time, with tremendous gratitude for My Jewish Learning, for providing the space for us to gather as we do on Tuesdays. And please, by all means, continue to use the chat. Let us know where you're from. And I have a very sacred request of you today, which is to put in the chat something that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for right now? And you'll see that this relates to the psalm that we are exploring, be looking at today, Psalm 92. But I really need all of you on this. So even if you can't use the chat function, which is fine, if you have some paper, maybe write it down, but just like externalizing this gratitude that you have in some way is really important. And if that's, if you just want to think about it, of course, that's fine as well. The reason for this being is number one, quoting our just, I don't know, I don't even know what to say, Rachel Goldberg Poland, who's just the hero of the Jewish people, in her courage, her strength, her ability to have composure when her son Hirsch was murdered over the weekend, along six hostages who were murdered, as we know. And at her funeral, she opens her eulogy, her own son, with words of gratitude for having had Hirsch in her life for as long as she had. And I bring that with us today, just for a moment, to dwell on the sacredness of gratitude, that it is with us and can be with us wherever, whenever we call it forward. So I want to put that out to us as the introduction, just to get us grounded in our meditation, in our study of Psalm 92, which is so much about gratitude. But knowing that that is just on my mind this morning, as I imagine it is on many of yours as well, holding the prayer for peace for all of Israel, for Klal Yisrael, for all of humanity, really. So taking another moment here for this gratefulness, this what we call hakarat hatov, calling it good, recognizing good, uttering good, saying that it's good, right, is that next level. Not just thinking about it, right, but calling it out, to see that it's good, to say that it's good. And thank you all for taking that challenge and going with me on that journey as you continue to put that gratitude in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we are going to start our meditation just a moment after we take a look at some of the opening lines of our psalm. So Ben, I just need sharing ability. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this is our new source sheet for Psalm 92. And I was telling our good friend Ben, who's helping us today, that I somehow lost half my source sheet right before we started this, this session. So I'm grateful that I have half of it. And I'll continue to work on it. If you have the link, you can check back later. So the psalm is Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, a song for the Sabbath day. Psalm 92 is the only psalm for Sabbath day, which is fascinating. And those of you who have the opportunity to, that I have the opportunity to pray with you on Friday nights, this is one that we explore every week deeply, because it is so deep. And that's a good word for it, as you'll see. But it's encoded in our it's canonized in our liturgy for Friday nights, for Kabbalat Shabbat. So Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, a psalm for the Sabbath day. It's the third psalm of the Moses cycle that it's called, and it's dedicated to Yehuda, to the tribe of Judah. Why? Tov lahodot ladonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, because Judah is the gratefulness child. Leah names him Yehuda from the word lahodot, to give thanks. And you can look up that verse in Genesis 29:35, that that Judah and our namesake as Yehudim, we're derived from Judah, the tribe of Judah, Yehudim, Yehuda. A Jew, our namesake, is to be filled with gratitude, is to utter thanks. Gratitude is that light vort for our lives. It gives us meaning and directs us. Even when we don't feel it, it is still there because it is who we are. Right? That's pretty profound, and it's real. That's real. Okay, that is real. So so the psalm opens. It's good to praise God, but it's really to praise God, yeah, to thank God, okay, so to offer thanks, so praise and thanks, and offer these hymns or songs to God's name. We are actually going to yeah, let's take it one more line here. Lahagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. Lahagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot. To proclaim your chastecha. What is chastecha? To proclaim, to utter, to speak of your love, God's love, divine love, right? Divine love. When? Baboker, in the morning, Ve'emunatecha balelot, and God's faith at night. So here's something fascinating here in this verse. Baboker is singular, morning is singular, and leilot is plural. So that's interesting and congruous in the verse. So why might we say that God has this love for us in the morning and faith in us in the night? Well, maybe that love, that divine love, is singular and unifying. It's not varied. When you recognize it, when you're in it, when you see it, when you feel it, it is love that is overwhelming, overpowering, and thoroughly and just all-encompassing. The faith that God has in us, however, is individual to each and every one of us. That each and every one of us here has a purpose. Each and every one of us has our own place in this universe, has our own fulfillment that we strive for. And it is unique to each and every one of us. So we'll get back to this point in a moment, but I'd like to open today with about 5 minutes of meditation to open our awareness to gratitude, right? To take the things that we already spoke of, that maybe will continue to flow for us when we open up the faucet, to dwell in gratitude for what we have, not what we've lost, what we have, right? We spend a lot of time as the Jewish people or people in general, right? We more kvetching than kvelling, right? More complaining than being grateful. So I invite us to settle in, and I'm going to stop the share, so we could be together for this, to a full-throated, heartfelt gratitude for whatever it is that we're feeling right now. Okay, just allowing just some sense of chesed, of love, right? Of love, of gratitude to unfold. Right? And that may not be where you came in this morning, or whatever time you're tuning into this, but it's the invitation for right now. So finding your feet connected to the ground is helpful. I'll prompt us for seated meditation. Of course, you can stand, you can lay down, whatever feels right for you. Eyes could be closed, or soft, gentle gaze. And in fact, even just for the few moments to begin here, keeping eyes open and taking in a natural awareness. What's around you? Just seeing a little more crisply, a little more clearly Sitting up a little more tall, taking a nice deep in breath, an out breath. On the most elemental level, grateful for this breath, grateful for our lives. Another nice one. Exhale, feeling yourself sitting a little more tall, a little more open in the heart space. Just notice if you're holding any constriction in the body, in the face. Allowing the breath to move through you as you settle in on thoughts and feeling of gratitude. Maybe there are pictures moving through your mind, or maybe something seeing sight around you or within you. And when you're ready, closing your eyes if you'd like, or soft, gentle gaze. These next few moments on your own, opening your awareness to your surroundings, calling what's good around you, opening your awareness to your own self, sitting where you are, grateful for the awareness, grateful for gratitude itself. I'll call us back together in a few moments. Taking the sounds in, maybe an aroma. Grateful for what we have right now. Tolehodos Ladonai, Tolehodos Ladonai, Ulizame, Zame, Lashimcha Elyon. Toledo, Ladonai. Grateful for meditation, grateful for the ability for release, grateful for community, grateful for meditation, grateful to be together. Grateful for healing and recovery. Grateful for our heritage. Grateful for being healthy at 80 years old. Grateful for friends and family. Grateful for Israel. Grateful for being here together. Grateful for our community. Grateful for my Jewish learning. Grateful to God for this moment. Grateful for nature, for this beautiful day. Grateful for our health and our family. Both eyes are closed, beginning to open them again. And thank you for continuing to share and to post your gratitude. We'll take our meditation and study one step further into the next few lines of the psalm. Can you see that? Where we are on the source sheet? Thumbs up? Yes. So we're just taking it easy on this psalm, just looking at the first few lines, really. But the next few I wanted to share, we're continuing with Ale Asor ve'ale Navel, Ale Higayon Bechinor, that we give thanks to God with this 10-stringed harp, with the voice, with the lyre, an instrument, like a violin, yes, or a stringed instrument. And why? Kisimachtani Adonai b'fo'alecha b'maaseh yadecha aranein. That you have gladdened me by your deeds, and I shout for joy at your handiwork. And that brings us to this next line that I'd like to share with us, which is Magadlu ma'asecha ya Adonai me'od amku machshavotecha. So actually, before we get to that, I apologize. One more piece that I wanted to share on these opening words. Lahagid baboker chastecha. There's in the Midrash that Adam was created on the 6th day and sinned late in the afternoon, the first sin of eating from the tree. And what happened? After he sinned, he noticed that the sun was setting. And imagine the feeling, right, of the guilt that he was feeling, like he did something wrong, that he recognized that he was confronted with having done something wrong. And just then he sees that the sun is setting on the very first day of creation. And so what happens is he starts to feel like he brought like indemnity on the entire world, not just for himself. But what happened next? He moved through the night, and God sees that, God has faith in Adam, that Adam will be able to recover from this feeling, that he will do teshuvah. And Adam sees that the sun is rising the next day. So he sees the light rising over the horizon, and a legion of ministering angels descend on the world and sing songs for what? For Shabbat, because this is the first Shabbat. And Adam understood that God's faith in him by night brought a new day. How powerful is that? So if you didn't know that Midrash, it's a good one. And so I think I already discussed this one. Why is dawn in the singular and nights is in the plural? But for Adam, that night was this, like, what you might call the dark night of the soul, right, in literary terms. But seeing that dawn brought new light, as it does for each and every one of us every day, is the reason to sing, is the reason to sing, is the reason to try again, to start again, and know that we have that divine chesed, that love, that overreaching, overextending, not, just the fullness of the world kind of love. Okay, last piece for us today. Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai, me'od amku machshavotecha. How deep are your plans? How deep are your works, O God? And what I'd like to bring to us in this last part of our meditation today, and maybe we'll pick up again next time, because it's too good just for one time. How deep are your plans, O God? This is this line here. How great are your works? How deep or profound are your designs or your thoughts? Magadlu, gadlu from the word gadol, large, great, are your works, the handiworks of God. Me'od amku machshavotecha, how deep, right? So we have that expanse, like the universe, right? Like the that telescope that is brought up and sees absolutely everything, and then bringing into the microscope that sees like every detail of the design at the same time, right? The grandness and the particularity of the design that, guess what, we are in. Each and every one of us are in it together. So in our last few minutes here, because I think this is something that we need more time to work with, is to ask ourselves, right? When we give thanks, or when we recognize, right, the depth and profoundness of the universe, to what extent do we see ourselves as written into this grand plan? So I'm going to unshare here because, like I said, I don't have all of this on my source sheet, but I'll have it for you for next time. So the question of Ma Gadlu Ma'asecha Yah, we'll use that name of God that is a breath, Yah. To what extent can we allow ourselves to see ourselves embedded in that grand plan? That, yeah, we are just like a speck in that, in the microscope. But when you pull the microscope out a little more, you can see that we are here doing something amazing, that we are here for a reason, part of the grandness of the design of the plan. Each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. So I wanted to go outside today for our meditation so that we can see ourselves, and hopefully you have nature around you as well, to see ourselves in this divine grand plan that includes the stars and the angels and the ants and the bunnies and the squirrels and the trees and the plants and you and your dog and your cat and all of us here, all of us here, all of us here. So for our last touchdown in our meditation, I want to invite us into these words that really focus on one idea, which is God as Yah, God as the breath, God as the breath, Yah. So if you want to join with me in just articulating that name of God, Ma Gadlu Ma'asecha Yah. Let's take a nice deep in-breath. Exhale, Yah. On the in-breath. Exhale, Yah. And as we touch down in this meditation on our own uniqueness in this divine grand plan, knowing what ties us together is this divinity that is the breath, that is related to the Yah, that is related to the inhale and the exhale. That name of God, that divine spirit or force working through us and the universe, tying us together, that breath, the neshima, is related to the word neshama, our breath, our soul. Neshama, neshima, our breath, our soul. So that's a lot for us to work with. Let's take another few minutes here. It's our last 3 minutes or so to touch down and tune in to our own grand plan within the divine grand plan. It's all the same. What is my part here? What is my reason? What is my purpose? Just even asking the question is part of the meditation, part of the prayer, part of the plan. Let's take another moment here Eyes could be closed for soft, gentle gaze, or just looking around at the glory of the plan around you unfolding. And see yourself in this plan. Bring us back together in just a few minutes. Magadlu Asechaya Me'olamhu Machshevo Techa. When you're ready, bringing your awareness back to our shared space. Certainly not enough time, but by all means, continue this meditation. Come back to it throughout the day. Let's conclude with a prayer for peace, wholeness, and healing. In one word, shalom. Placing hand over heart and hand over hand, if you'd like. Inhale, exhale. Shalom 3 times. Shalom. 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 This concludes our meditation for today. So at this time, Ben can allow us to unmute if you have any questions. And